This is the Crack Skull Podcast. That's Ted, Tony, I'm Corey. Jason's back again with us. I think this is just going to be a bullshit episode. This is kind of what we kind of divulged and started into.
I'm still drinking.
There we go.
Honestly, we've been bullshitting for a while.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I think since you've gotten here, we've done nothing but bullshitted.
I mean,
That's what it's about.
before, during, after.
Yeah. So.
But yeah.
Heroin's Weekman.
All right.
Ted bought some bottles this week.
I did. I bought some bottles this week.
Yeah, we might show up here after a while because Jason's got to go here soon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I bought a bottle.
he bought a bottle.
Shockingly.
Yeah.
I bought 3.
He bought 3.
3 that are not up here.
No, 4.
4 that are not up here.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm over up here.
Yeah,
So all the bottles in front of Jason he has that was in the last episode, they're all still sitting in front of him. He brought all these up here. He's like, if you guys want to try them, have at it. So.
like I'm looking at them and I'm like, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the one that I know Corey, that's supposed to be the cherry bomb.
Just for him because he said he liked cherry bombs. That's a cherry bomb.
Why don't you go ahead and pass it down? If you don't mind me cracking the seal on it. Okay.
It's bourbon. That's what it's for.
Yep. We don't stare at pretty
I'm
bottles.
looking at OKI.
We don't
That's one
let.
of my favorites.
The only reason it sits and
I've got a
collects.
couple other ones.
The only reason a bottle sits and collects dust with us is because we just haven't gotten back to that bottle yet.
Yeah.
Or it's a special occasion bottle.
Yeah.
Well, right.
Oh my God, did they make these things any harder? There we go. I got it. Never mind.
That's why you open them before you start drinking.
Right? I'm actually, as Ted would say, I'm not that drunk. I'm not even.
I'm not that drunk.
I'm not even
yet.
remotely drunk yet. So.
I'm not. I put some food in my stomach.
Ready?
Here we go.
Yeah, the sandwich definitely helped.
Oh. Yep.
Is she cherry?
Yep.
He sounded happy.
I'm very happy with this.
That was specifically for you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. We talked earlier this week. He's like, I have
I
this.
was like, what's your favorite? I like cherries.
I like
cherry.
cherry.
I got something.
Cherry and maple is my
my
2
Lord.
favorites. So.
Oh, that's cherry.
I'll have to try it.
I mean,
since I cracked it.
Yeah.
Tony being the perfectionist over here.
Thanks,
Let me
Tony.
get the rest of the plastic off,
His
please.
OCD kicked in real
I don't know, right?
That's so good.
I've never even smelled it.
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually. I'm gonna try that one here in a minute.
It was just something that was laying around.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't smell too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
on
really
the nose,
great. It's really
I
nice.
may have to try that too.
This is my last glass.
I've got 8 minutes.
hey, you know what? That is only a 90 proof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
To
right
be
there.
fair.
To be fair.
Oh, I got one for that. Hold on. The hell's that? That's right there.
Okay, now to be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Yep. So, that smells really nice.
But how's it taste?
It's in the name. It's very woody.
It's in the name. It's very woody.
As long as there's no freaking.
What's in the box?
It's in the box.
A slight hint of cherry, or
Oh, it's every bit of cherry.
okay.
It's pretty.
Mind you just cracked it too. So
Right. To get the neck pour and stuff out of it. Yeah. Glad I could get that out of the way for you. Is that your phone going off?
No, my phone's on silent.
Oh, okay.
My phone's on
It's
silent.
like fucking NyQuil.
Yeah. See?
NyQuil, we love you, giant fucking Q.
He's also got a cold and everything.
Are you sure it's not NyQuil?
I may need some.
Yeah.
You can tell it's only 90 proof.
Yeah.
It's like drinking water.
Secretly,
So she's been drinking 138 proof for the last 2 hours.
secretly, we
130.
switched out the
130,
contents of that bottle.
30.34.
Oh, there you go. Let's not shortchange it.
I'm not going to say 131.
It's not.
It's not bad. Definitely cherry.
I like that OKI.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that Weller's super good.
I know ice good shit. I got 3 bottles of that.
I was to say, yeah, we can find the OKI here readily
Well, here's
available.
the thing. I bought all mine before it came here.
Oh, right.
Oh,
well,
there
yeah.
you go. Yeah.
I've had them stockpiled because if I'd go down south
Right.
and I'd see one, I'd grab it.
Right.
And the next thing you know, Ohio's opening up. Okay.
Yep.
But God damn it.
But it's jumped. It's $90 a bottle now.
Jesus.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little higher than, but it's still a good pour.
Mm-hmm.
So there's bourbons out there I'd be angry at paying $90 for. That's not one of them.
Mm-mm.
Oh, we had one that I was angry at spending what, $35 for?
It's called Lead Slinger?
Yep.
Well, that's a problem because you paid $35 for a bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad right off.
Slinger?
Yeah, it was horrible.
I don't even like the name.
No. It got a bullet to it.
Oh yeah. We
I
took
think
it out.
it was a shotgun.
No, that took 5.56. That took a 5.56. Yeah, that was a very bad bottle for us. We all opened it and tried it. And
That was a bad bottle for you.
Yeah.
you guys had to drink it too, so it was a bad bottle for us.
I tell you what.
Let's talk about who he holds in regard around here. Was it the Pumpkin?
The Pumpkin, yes.
He would.
Dude, you were close on strike number 2.
He brought this bullshit up here from Southern Tier Distilling.
Was that the Friday the 13th bullshit?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I comment, I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
So it's Southern Tier
But
Brewery.
the fact he didn't want you to taste it, and you want us to
I
taste
heard,
it. Yeah.
I heard you.
Yeah.
I'm not bringing this shit with Jason.
Yeah.
I was like,
No.
I appreciate it.
See, I actually did a little bit more research on it since I've had that bottle and it's now been killed.
Yeah.
Killed
So-
like you threw it away and dumped it
No,
in the
like
drain, or
my fiance and
Yeah,
her
you should've
sister
dumped
killed
it.
off the last of it.
Dude, it was so super sweet.
Yeah, it was super sweet. That was the biggest drawback on it. Super sweet.
So it's like Angel's Envy.
Worse. 1,000 times worse.
Think of the sweetest glass of Pepsi you've ever had in your entire life, as sugary as that is.
Yeah, like it had all the pumpkin pie notes and everything in it. Like you were drinking a purified pumpkin pie,
No.
but with like an extra 5 gallons of sugar added to it.
Like they were covering something up. It was that bad.
Yeah,
I literally took a sip, looked
it's
at
good.
it,
I see
right back,
you spit
right back in the glass. I was like, nope, this ain't happening.
Like I didn't think it was too horrible. I will agree that it was very syrupy sweet. It
There's
it
also
wasn't-
there's also bottles you say, I could drink this all day. Me and Tanner are like, mm-mm.
And I am weird.
Hold on. You and I with Bullet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
won't
we'll drink Bullet.
He won't drink Bullet.
I'm not a Bullet fan unless it's barrel proof. I have 4 bottles of barrel proof.
Mm-hmm.
The barrel proof is phenomenal.
I know.
Regular straight bullet.
No, not a fan. I'll tell you what. The other night, I was at Buckeye Lake on Wednesday night. We took the boat out for one last time before we poured it.
Mhm.
And I have never, believe it or not, I've never drank Elmer T. Lee.
Okay.
So they had Elmer T. Lee. So I'm like, give me a pour. $18 fucking dollars. I was actually for a low proof bourbon.
I hear it's supposed to be.
It wasn't. I wouldn't pay secondary for it.
Mhm.
Absolutely not. It's $39.99 if you can find it on the shelf. You won't, but if you do, it's worth.
I was just saying, I
50, 75 bucks.
Here it's
Mhm.
good.
You start getting up into the couple $100 for secondary, it's not worth it. But it was actually not. I really enjoyed it. I was like, this is actually pretty fucking good.
Right.
Well,
You know.
I've never had it, so I'm not going to comment on it. But
It's- I wasn't mad.
I know what I've heard about it, and that's about it.
I
I've not had
followed it
it.
up with an Elijah Craig barrel proof.
there you go. I like Elijah Craig.
Elijah Craig. I have more Elijah Craig than anything. I've got 2 bottles of 18 year. I've got 20 barrel proofs. I've got 3 or 4. I got 3 or 4 private barrels. I almost brought a private barrel. Almost bought my private barrel. It was a 129 proof private barrel that I had. I love Elijah Craig.
I do too. I really enjoy it.
You also like your Maker's Marks.
I love Maker's Mark.
Depending on the makers, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's certain Maker's Mark out there I would absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to stand in line for that one that just came out, like Cellar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the one with the freaking.
I
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They're going for a stupid
The
price
cellar
right now too.
aged.
Yeah.
At $150 a bottle.
Yeah, it's
Well,
ridiculous.
It's like Jack Daniel's Sinatra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop
So
it.
the cellar age, they did an 11-year and a 12-year. They're each $150 a bottle,
no.
and they were sold out at the few stores that got this first round within like minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it.
Because 20, 30, 40 potatoes stood in line 3 nights before.
I still wouldn't do it. No.
No.
I wouldn't pay that
Well,
much.
it's funny, the Sinatra used to be really popular.
Mm-hmm.
That I watched the Sinatra sit at the Kroger's, or the Giant Eagle in Broad Street. I watched 3 Sinatras sit there for
Just collect dust.
3, 4, 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, it's like the Kentucky Owl,
Mm-hmm.
the last rye, for $299.99. It's set up on the shelf at Giant Eagle and Bride for months. Like, I don't know if they even sold them or they just sent them back to Kentucky Owl. Like, they're just taking up space.
I think a lot of the Kentucky Owls that happen to, though. I mean, when you're looking at $150 a bottle.
They were $299.99 for the last rye.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Kentucky Owl is not a bad bourbon. I'm not saying it's not a $300 a bottle bourbon.
I had the opportunity. I got the chance to try last year the St. Patrick's blend.
Okay. Oh, the Kentucky Owl St. Patrick's?
Yes. I thought it was a really good bottle.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not $150 worth.
Right.
No. You might get me at about $75.
The only thing I'm looking for right now, just for my house, I want the Smoke Wagon Halloween.
Okay.
Just for my Halloween collection.
Right.
I almost ordered a bottle from lovescotch.com.
See, I'm part of Smoke Wagons. I messed up. You know, when a couple months ago, Smoke Wagon put out their all their special selects.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went in and I got into it, but it's like a dumbass. I didn't go through and go pre-look at the bottle that I wanted. And I got in there because within a minute and 30 seconds they were all sold.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Every bottle. But I got in on time because I had it set on my timer at work. And I'm like, boom, I'm in. I should have just clicked one and bought one.
Right.
And I didn't. I was like, oh, which one do I want? And it's like,
Gone.
And I was like, oh, something sold out. Like, shit. Before I could even get down to click it, they were all sold out. I should have just, when I got in, just boom, buy, done.
Yeah.
Right.
And I didn't. And I was like, oh, fuck, I just missed out on all these single barrels at
Jesus.
Smoke Wagon.
Yeah, because we've got the
we have a Smoke Wagon up there.
Smoke Wagon up there.
I've got the unfiltered uncut.
Well, I've got this regular small batch up there.
I've got the rye. I got into one where I got in and bought it immediately. I have 4 of them, but none of them are just shelf that you buy off the shelf. They're all from Smoke Wagon.
Right.
Okay.
But I have yet to ever get the Halloween one, which you'd think that would be the one I'd go for. It's like $40. It's not even.
Right.
The coolest thing about it is it's a glow-in-the-dark label.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Do I need it?
That's no slight.
No.
Right. It's no slight on Smoke Wagon, right? The coolest thing about that bottle
Their
is
unfiltered uncut's amazing.
I want to get a bottle of that here soon. But no slight on the Smoke Wagon. The coolest thing about that bottle literally is it's a glow-in-the-dark label.
Jeez.
That's the only thing.
It's orange.
I just want it for my other. I have one shelf, one full 7-foot shelf that's all Halloween. That's all it is. It's all horror related. Like my claim to fame is my Stanley Hotel Forester.
Okay.
I have.
You bought that at Stanley, didn't you?
No.
Oh. Because I know you can buy this.
You're not allowed to sell them.
Ah.
So when a place does a pick, so like Stanley Hotel does a pick, they can only sell that bourbon in their bar.
Okay.
So just like the place up by when I went up to the Hardy concert, and the little bar next to where what the hell is that called where they do volleyball? Flanagan's.
Oh, yeah, Flanagan's, yeah.
Yep.
The bar across the street, they did a pick. They did an Old Forester pick. So I'm like, give me a pour. I'm gonna try out your pick. It's got their name on it, and they can only sell it in their bar. How I got mine, I don't know, and I don't care.
Yeah.
But I found it, and it was a Stanley Hotel pick.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm like,
Yes.
done.
Yeah.
Luckily, I didn't get it. A friend of mine seen it, said, Jason will want this. I get a text. You owe me blah, blah, blah. The fuck do I owe you blah, blah, blah for? I bought you this. Venmo.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And done.
And done. Because now that's my favorite bottle. It's this actual pick from the Stanley Hotel.
Jesus. Okay, that's fine.
That is hands down my favorite bottle.
Right.
And I don't think I'll ever sell it.
No, I wouldn't.
Even after you drink. I don't even know if I ever crack it.
There you go. Just let it sit up there. And...
I don't know.
Well, I mean, you will probably crack it before you die.
Maybe.
I'll tell you what now. For that, if I, let's say I hit the lottery and I opened the hot, I would crescent the hot with that bottle.
Right. Definitely. That's
you know
what
what I
you
mean?
want to
That's
do with
what
it.
I'm
Yeah.
used for.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something along that line.
Right.
So.
I don't have anything. I'm just here.
Yeah, so while we're talking about weeks, I actually saw another Lincoln Mark LT.
Really?
On the road.
So they sold more than one.
They did sell more.
I went, holy shit! Truck brought up?
Yeah.
What is it?
Another.
He has a
Mark
Lincoln.
LT.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm.
I was just like,
Basically, it's an
there's
F-150.
another one? Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Any
Wednesday
news?
sucked, but you know.
Any Funko news? Because Ted buys Funkos like they're going out of fucking
I
style.
bought 2.
Yeah?
I've never bought 2 in my life, but I was for some reason in Memphis. I'm at a mall.
Mm-hmm.
We had time to kill. I was looking for a set of earrings.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Spencer's. But we went into this GameStop,
Mhm.
and they had 2 for $20.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
So I bought a freaking Jack with the
Oh yeah, the scary face.
tongue.
Yep, I've got 2 of those.
Boogie.
Oh, there you go.
2
So
for 20.
I've got a huge Nightmare Before Christmas Funko collection.
You know my whole arm is Nightmare.
Oh yeah, I know. That's yeah. I'm working on a leg piece right now.
And my entire back is going to be Harry Potter.
The right
At least
side of my
it's not Harry
leg
Potter.
is actually going.
It's a giant vagina.
Yeah.
80s style.
You want to see my pretty?
The right side of this leg is all going classic horror. So I've got my Nightmare on Elm Street already done on this side.
See, I went Universal. As you've seen, I got
Yeah.
Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen so many Freddys. I've seen so many Jasons. I've seen so many Chuckies. I've seen so many. I want.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
That's why I didn't do Bride of Frankenstein.
Uh-huh.
Because I've seen way too many Bride of Frankensteins. So I didn't do it. You don't see the Invisible Man. You don't see the creature.
Well,
with the
It's
black
kind of hard to do. It's kind of hard to do.
You can't see the Invisible Man. He's invisible.
because of his bandages.
Right.
Right.
You know that was the
Bandages,
Invisible
glasses.
ink.
Huh?
And then, the invisible ink. Do
Invisible
the
ink,
invisible
yeah.
man in that.
Well, actually,
He's-
the
there
next
it is.
time I go in, we're doing the lightning bolts.
Uh-huh.
In the UV?
In UV.
Oh, there you
when
go.
I walk through UV, my
So-
lightning bolts will light up.
This
That's
is what
cool.
I did, and it's not actually Freddy, but I did the sign done up with the claw marks and blood dripping off of it. Because same way, I've seen Freddy done
Be careful.
so many times, and I'm thinking about real estate property on my body.
If you're doing tats and you're doing horror, you need to go see my boy. You've seen my work.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what he does.
Yeah.
Sweet Baby Octane, Dan Bias, Grandview.
Okay.
I mean, he's about 7 months out. I'm not going to shit you. That's where Harley's getting all her work
Oh,
done
yeah,
at.
yeah, yeah.
He's not cheap, $150 an hour.
That's how my guy is.
But
That's
I'm
not
going to tell you right
bad.
now, he's fast.
Mm-hmm.
He don't dick around.
No.
He might go out once or twice and hit his vape for boom boom, come back. If you like metal music, he plays in rockabilly like metal bands.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
He'll listen to country, he'll listen to metal, he'll listen to whatever you. He's just a down to earth dude. He's from Pittsburgh, so he's a Steelers fan, which I appreciate. But he's been tatting for 30 years.
Right.
His brother D Willie owned the shop. Dan got rid of his shop, Monster Tattoos in Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
Come out here to help his brother. His brother retired.
He took over the shop.
He took over the shop.
Gotcha.
I've went to Dan ever since. Like he's done my Nightmare for Christmas, my entire American, Native American, everything.
Mhm.
He's done both my legs, and he's about to do my back.
Gotcha.
So I mean, he's really good, and you won't be disappointed in what he does, and he won't dick around and drag it out.
Nice. Speaking of Freddy,
My kids are off camera. They're going to go do something with their Halloween outfits.
Is it trick or treat tonight?
No, I think that's
I know ours
Tuesday
is
up
Tuesday.
here for
ours
us.
is Tuesday.
Actually,
in
on
Hilliard.
Halloween. That's
yeah.
Yeah. I spent $300 for that, and then I got our logo
You
shot at the same time.
You spent what
$300
for that?
and this
Stop
total
it.
between the two, total for 2.
Yeah, that's how long it take.
I was there an hour, maybe 2.
Yeah, you need to go see Dan.
My guy is about 150 an hour, and
That's
it's
very typical.
Yeah.
One
And I followed him between about 4 or 5 different places.
Listen,
So
man, I pushed my guy for years. I'm like, dude, you need to raise your prices.
Mhm.
You need to raise your prices.
because the people,
Not on me.
yeah, because the
Not on
people,
me.
Not
yeah,
on me, but
I'm loyal.
But and he still did anyway. And I know
Right.
what he's worth. But he was doing $100 an hour.
Oh yeah,
No,
screw that.
You work too fast.
Yeah.
You're too good.
Yeah.
You need
You're
to raise
screwing
your prices.
yourself.
Finally, he
Yeah.
Right.
finally did it. I'm
Crazy.
like, dude, you're worth every bit. I
Mhm.
mean, you're worth every bit. Like, I wouldn't tell you to raise your fucking price if I didn't think you were worth.
Right.
Right.
And
Right.
he finally did it, and I was just like, absolutely, you're worth. I would pay him. If you're listening, fuck you. I would do 71, 75 for his work.
Right.
I won't, but there's only one other person in the country I'll let touch me. 2 people, and that's.
I'm the one that still has whiskey.
Yeah, has whiskey in your glass right now.
I got to drive in 45 minutes.
So. No. Yeah. I'm just like
he's
deciding
like the 3
what
of
I'm
us
gonna attack
next.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Yeah.
Oh!
Microphone down.
Hey, but the good news is, didn't hit a bottle.
Nope. We're good.
Clamp mine down next time.
We're upgrading.
We're going to be upgrading here shortly.
Yeah.
But Bob Terrell.
Okay.
Out of Detroit, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a dude out in Philly, and for some reason his name's skipping my
Thank
head.
you, sir.
But he specializes in horror.
Mm-hmm.
But he will only do. You have to submit your idea.
And then.
He has to accept it.
Oh, there you go.
And he's got a list right on his website. I will not do
this,
Night
this,
Before
this.
Christmas.
Yeah.
I will not do this.
See, yeah, then I'm
because he's done too
many of them.
Well, and I understand
and
that.
his work is so realistic and phenomenal
Mm-hmm.
that he's 27 years old. He's just a freak. But he's so good that he can say, I'm not doing no more of these. Fucking
Right.
done with them.
He kind of pick and choose what he wants to do. Yeah.
So you got to send him
Which
an
is
idea.
kind of nice.
Like if I told him about my back, he would do it, but it would cost me $50,000. I mean, he's not cheap.
Right. And like, so what I'm wanting to do is I'm actually like at the base of my, like right at my ankle, it's going to wrap from Nightmare Before Christmas to classic horror. So it's going to be cemetery on one side, and then a sign that says like pets, rear end of a Plymouth Fury. I'm trying to pull in all my elements, and then on the other side it's going to wrap into a like pumpkin patch, and then the hill in the background, and then run up how I want from there.
Well, I don't know if you know the back.
His legs are only this big though, so
I know, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I was just thinking.
I've got this much
all that
space
on
to
there.
do this much work.
Well, I'm having my nightmare. The next thing I'm doing before I start my back is I'm having my whole entire nightmare recolored.
Yeah.
Because it's on my arm, sleeveless shirts, being outside.
Yeah,
So
right.
And you've had that one for a
10
while
years,
now
10
too.
years,
Yeah.
10, 11 years. So I'm gonna have that all redone, and then I'm gonna bring it all the way around. I'm gonna put Sally, like plucking a
Daisy.
He loves me not.
Daisy.
Black Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lock, Stock, and Barrel.
Nice.
I already got Zero. I've already got Oogie. I got what I need, but I want to bring that all around.
Mm-hmm.
But with what you're doing, keep in mind though too, there are ties. Since you were looking at doing like Pet Cemetery, I understand that, but like there are ties from Pennywise into Christine.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think that Pennywise is the entity that infects Christine.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
'Cause-
I don't know horror guys. So I don't know.
Pennywise, what they're saying is Pennywise is an interdimensional demon
Yes.
that has infected, and we think it's Stephen King doing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
He has injected Pennywise
And
multiple
everything, right?
Damn near into Langoliers.
What was it, Langoliers? Were they driving through Derry and the eyes were in the sewer? Was it Langoliers? What was the movie? There's one where they're driving through the city of Derry. It's a whole different movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
There's
if you
eyes.
look, you will see it.
Oh, okay.
But it's like,
And if you look at the towers, the Dark Towers.
Yes,
Yeah,
the Dark Tower series.
They walk through the old, and Pennywise's hands coming out of the ground holding the balloons.
Yep.
Okay.
Because Pennywise isn't a clown.
No.
Pennywise presents himself as a clown to draw in children. Because at the end he was a spider. He was
Yep.
a ball of light.
Right.
He's a demon. He's an interdimension. He's a fucking Cenobite. Is what
Right.
he is.
Yeah.
really? Yeah.
That can change whatever he wants to be. So they're saying
Right.
he's the one that infected Christine. He was in the sewers when they drove through Derry.
That is awesome.
I love the topic.
Yeah, that's like,
So there's a lot of Pennywise injected throughout Stephen King's shit,
Yes.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
and it gets really darker if you go into Dreamcatcher.
Mhm.
If you listen to the Dreamcatcher, go in and listen. They talk about Pennywise by his
good.
real name before he died, because there is and
Oh yeah.
can't remember his name,
Yep.
but there is a reference to him before he became Pennywise in Dreamcatcher.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
he is kind of taking.
He's like all over the
Pennywise
place.
and
He's
inserted
all over
him
the place. Yeah.
through the whole place. So
So Pennywise DNA's and like everything that
Yes.
Steve does. Yeah, gotcha.
Yes. I mean,
but that's what I'm
absolutely.
saying. My buddy did a back piece back when we were in high school. So this was years ago.
My kids keep walking there with their costumes on.
Love it.
Bob Gray. Bob
Okay.
Gray. That was his name.
Bob
Thank
Gray. Okay.
Bob Gray. So there's a reference to Bob Gray in Dreamcatcher.
Okay.
So when we were in high school, my buddy got Pennywise right dead in the middle of his back. In the middle of his back, and it's Pennywise from a side view looking out the side of his eyes. Side, like giving you a side eye.
Okay.
He ended up taking that to a whole nother level, and he did his whole back. So the back shoulder blades was the Gorilla Christine, and then he did the gates of Pet Cemetery.
Okay.
And then he did the typewriter from Misery.
Yep.
Okay.
So everywhere across his back was something from Stephen King.
Oh.
Gotcha.
So then he left the spot open. He went and met Stephen King, had Stephen sign his back, had his tattoo artist with him, and he sat there and tattooed his signature right into his back.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That's wicked.
That was expensive.
Wes Wheeler was his name. I haven't seen that kid in 30 years, but his whole back was done in
Stephen King. That's awesome.
So it was cool. And he had the monkey.
Yep.
With the symbols. He had Cujo, like Cujo's head, like with his mouth open and slobber coming out.
Nice.
Like the whole, because all he did was Pennywise.
Right.
His artist was like, well, let's do a whole montage of Stephen King.
Mm-hmm.
And his whole back was Stephen King.
Don't twist my arm, right?
And I'm a big Harry Potter nerd, so I was thinking about doing my whole entire back with Harry Potter, doing like the Deathly, doing my Patronus in black like ink so it glows.
Gotcha.
And doing the Deathly Hallows symbol in black like ink so it glows.
I'm not gonna lie.
Nice.
I've only seen the first movie.
I've only seen it.
Yeah.
35 times.
Right? I'm like, I've only seen it.
I had to read the book in high school.
You're like turned off by then.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I read
Dude,
it
I
under
listen to the audio
duress.
on long trips. I've got Audible, and I listened because they're 20, 25 hours long. So if I'm going to Atlanta and it's 10 hours, I can listen to a whole audiobook down.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you
while
go.
working, I'll listen to an audiobook the entire time.
Yeah, speaking of Funkos, though, I actually just spent $105 on
That doesn't surprise me.
a box.
That's probably cheaper than what you would.
A box with 3 Funkos and 3 sodas in it.
So my question is, how many rooms do you have?
Huh?
Aren't they just little bobbleheads?
Yeah.
So this is it's a New York Comic Con exclusive.
Okay.
It's their Halloween box. So they're all limited run. The one that I got is one of 6,000 pieces made. Done. They did what's called Heavy Metal Halloween. So each of the characters for this is part of a heavy metal band.
So Zach Wilde.
So it's one's called Jack Carver. It's a pumpkin. He's the drummer. Phil D. Graves is a guitar player. There's Fishburne or something like that. He's another one of the ones, and I can't remember the fourth one. I can't remember the fourth one.
Probably the bassist.
Well, I think Graves is actually the bassist. So yeah, they were doing it one box per household.
I might spend $100.
Well,
I'm not into that.
For what you get in the value of the box. So I'm also a part of Hobby Lobby or Hobby DB.
Part of Hobby Lobby.
And
Hooby Looby.
And
Hooby Looby.
Pop Price Guide. So I go in and I research how much these are selling for. And when you see how much they're worth, I'm actually part of the group that goes in, finds all the sales, puts them into the database, so that we go, one of the ones that I've got, which is a Freddy Funko, is worth $85 right now.
So they're basically modern day Beanie Babies.
Essentially. No, and that's a fair point on that.
Pet Rock.
I've also got a collection of almost 200 Funkos.
See,
including my horror collection, which I've got some signed.
I thought about doing a bunch of figurines.
Mm-hmm.
But they come out there's just so many. I've seen some at GameStop with the Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all new Spawn. I don't even know how half the shit the Spawn's doing now. Like, I'm back, when he did Spawn.
Right. Yeah.
So, they just brought out, I'm a big Call of Duty guy. I'm a big Warzone player. And they brought Spawn out. So
missed that. Does that still go on?
I've got the Clown.
Okay.
And then I've got when he turns into the Annihilator.
Oh.
I've got his skin. And I have 3 different Spawn skins.
Gotcha.
Now, right now, it's the Halloween event, so they've darkened the skies. It's dark now. So I've switched everything. They did the boys.
I'm gonna have to log. I'm gonna have to log in. I have to log in.
Noir.
Okay.
Which reminded me of Snake Eyes.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, he's
I bought that skin just specifically for the Halloween event that I knew they were going to go dark. So now I run around with a dark noir and I darkened all my weapons and put holographic sights on everything, so everything's night vision.
So it's funny because you just saw what I just did on Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
I just got Jack Skellington on Fortnite.
Oh, if they break Jack Skellington.
It's available still on Fortnite.
I don't do Fortnite.
Well,
Hi. You do.
and I got Michael Myers.
See, they don't. The only thing they've done for I had to Scream.
Oh, I like.
It pissed me off because when they updated Call of Duty,
Link,
down, buddy.
you lost all your skins.
Down.
I had Leatherface. I had Scream. Right now, you can get Ash
Okay.
from Evil Dead.
Mhm.
But I lost all my skins when they updated. When they went from Verdansk over to Caldera, you lost all your skins. So I lost my Scream. I lost my...
Dude, that sucks that they did that.
Yeah, and I had Scream, I had Leatherface. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I hardly ever run with them.
right?
Because...
But you have them.
The problem with the clown from Spawn is he's a fat fuck. That's a real big part
Oh, yeah.
Your collision box on that one is massive.
Sure. I was like, what they need to do is like a life-size Chucky.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see a fucking doll-sized
Fucking
Chucky
Chucky.
running across Warzone with an
Chucky.
M16. Like, I will hide in a bush. I will get a voice changer if I have to, and I'll be like, yeah! And I'll come running out of bushes and shooting at people.
I would run Cali sticks with Chucky just for principle.
No, they come out with a butcher knife.
Oh,
They
yeah.
come out like,
Right? Oh,
But I
man,
think
that
it's
would
the
be so
copyright.
awesome.
Those
Yeah.
movies aren't old enough to because they still
Get past
coming
copyright,
out.
yeah.
You can't get past copyright.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting
Yet.
that
And they keep bringing them back out. So
I think it's funny that Fortnite was able to get a hold of
They paid
Jack
for
Skellington.
it. They paid for it.
Oh, you
But
know they
Fortnite
paid
can
for
afford
it.
Link.
Okay, I'm unplugged. Go away.
It's like everybody else.
Gilligan's down. Gilligan's down.
Link, go settle down. The kids left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Can you hear us now?
He's in here with his stuffy.
Yeah.
But it's like with the haunted house. I was very cautious.
Mm-hmm.
Like every movie that when I usually show movies on the side of the building, I researched them to make sure they were past a certain year
Right.
where
So you
copyrights didn't apply.
right.
Because when I first started, it's small haunt. I don't see anybody coming after me.
Right.
But all it takes is one video of somebody like, oh, they're showing this movie, and then, oh, you owe us
X amount $1,000.
Right.
Yeah.
for using our copyrighted shit.
Yeah.
You're either
That's why
going
I
to
don't
pay us
use
or this is your
Michael
stock.
Myers, Freddy's, everything in the haunt is custom.
Mhm.
Because if you use a copyrighted character, you may have to pay for
Right.
some copyrighted character.
Right.
And most won't come after you. But like if Disney buys something out like they do everything,
Yeah.
they'll
Yeah.
come after your ass.
Yeah.
Oh, you had anything off of 20th Century Fox? You now owe them out.
I
Yeah.
will say. So one of my favorite Funkos that I do own is I've got two different Jason Voorheeses, one signed by Kane Hodder, and one by Ari Lehman.
Ari's cool dude. I love Ari. Kane?
I met him here in Columbus and I thought he was awesome.
Kane is one of those people where you either get him on a good day or a bad day.
I've heard the same thing about Bruce Campbell.
Bruce is a dick, period. I have no time for Bruce Campbell. I'll watch Evil Dead. I loved him in Burn Notice. I like his characters. I don't like him. I'm sorry. My boy was Sid Haig. Me and Sid partied a lot at conventions. Sid was cool. I was telling him outside, like, Bill Moseley, absolute sweetheart. Love Bill. Michael Berryman, who from the original Hills Have Eyes and Weird Science. He was the motorcycle guy. He will drink you under the table. He will pick you up, sit you back down, and drink you under the table again. I've hung out with John Dugan, who was Grandpa in Texas Chainsaw. John was pretty cool. He was the one that told me never get into horror movies, don't ever become an actor. But I've hung out with a lot. I've been blessed enough to hang out with a lot of cool people, and there are certain ones. Tom Savini, I left him parked on the side of the road.
nomini patria,
bad.
spiritus sancti.
I met Tom Savini out in where were we at? We were in New Jersey at Monster Mania. Absolute. I walked up to the table. He's fanning himself, acting like I didn't exist. Best karma ever. He broke down on the side of the road.
And you acted like he didn't exist.
We pulled up. What's wrong? Out of gas. That sucks. Pulled away.
I'm like,
Yeah, it's your own fault.
And he was just that arrogant.
You're right.
And I just don't. It's like, listen, man. Like, we're the reason you have a job. You're coming to these conventions and people are paying you for pictures.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick.
Even if it's 2 minutes of your time, it's 2 minutes of your time.
Came outside one night and smoked a cigarette with me. He was cool. I mean, at least he spoke to me. He didn't talk to me, but he did. It was, I've had a run-in with Corey Feldman. I like
that was a funny
story. I like Corey Feldman for the fact that he's exposing a lot of people.
Right.
And I like him for the fact that he's just a fucking weird dude, and he
I think he knows he's a weird dude.
Yeah.
Accepts it. Have you ever seen him sing? He is a reincarnated. I want to be Michael Jackson. And they're his concerts are entertaining, if nothing in the least. I watched him come out on a fucking hoverboard. But the night that I seen him, he did not like me. I've had 2 run-ins with him, and neither one of them were good.
I'll tell you to the
point Sid Haig walked away from me.
Yeah.
And said, I'm not being a part of it.
Do you guys remember MASH, right? The show MASH?
Yeah, absolutely.
Was it Klinger that was the cross-dresser?
Yeah.
I heard he's a fucking dick. I've heard multiple stories that he's that lovable character on the show.
I've heard that.
And he's from Ohio.
Yep.
And he's an absolute fucking prick.
You want to know one of the sweetest people I ever hung out with? I was at Monster Mania, and I met this dude. He's still on my phone to this day. I don't know if his number's still good. And I know his name is Bobby. But in my phone, he's Bobby Horror.
Okay.
I have no idea how he knew everybody, but he knew fucking everybody. So we hang out. I met up with this dude. Now, I'm a people person. I talk to anybody.
Right.
Yo.
And this dude texted me one night. He's like, "Hey man, there's a party in Daniel Harris's room. You want to come?"
No.
Duh. Of course I want to come.
Yeah.
I ended up sitting on the couch with Daniel Harris for like an hour. Just bullshit.
Damn.
And she was the sweetest thing. The party got broke up. Everybody had to leave, which broke my heart. But I was literally hanging out with Daniel Harris for an hour, just bullshitting on the couch. She was such a freaking sweetheart. She was so cool. I went down. My buddy Brian owns Riverdale's Cutlery. He can verify this story too. We went out to Monster Mania. I said, I'm going to run out and get some Starbucks. He's like, all right, I'm going to take a shower. I'll see you in a bit. I get in line, and I hear the girl behind me going, this line's taking forever.
Other room.
I can hear it too.
And I was like, I turned around, and it was, and I just totally blanked out her name, but she was Honey Bunny, Pulp Fiction.
Oh yeah,
Uma Thurman.
No, Honey Bunny, the one that robbed.
No.
The,
I know
shit.
you're talking about. Yeah, I know you're talking about. I know. I can picture her. I can't remember her name either.
Try honey. Try it, bunny.
yeah, she played Honey Bunny.
I gotta pee.
Google it.
Hey, Google.
But
Who played Honey Bunny in Pulp Fiction?
as soon as you say her name, I'm going to know exactly who it is.
Oh, Google's playing dumb.
But anywho,
Shut off.
she's in line with me. Me and her, because this line's so long, we strike up a conversation. So we get done. She's like, you want to sit down? I was like, yeah, I'll sit down with you. So I'm sitting at the table, and then here comes Bill Mosley. You know Bill, right?
Yeah.
Amanda Plummer.
Amanda Plummer.
There you go.
Amanda. And here comes Bill, and she's like, hey, he's like, hey, Amanda, and she's like, hey, Bill. She's like, he's like, I know Jason. I'm like, hey, Bill. Bill sits down. My buddy Brian calls me. He's like, or texts me. He's like, where are you at? I was like,
You're not gonna believe this.
I'm having coffee with Bill Mosley and Amanda Plummer. He's like, whatever, dude. Where are you at? I was like, just come down. So we're in a corner booth. So like, when you walk into Starbucks, there's a little corner booth right here. And you kind of can't see around the wall where they're sitting. I'm sitting on the outside. They're sitting in the booth. Brian comes down. He's like, dude, what are you?
Oh.
And I'm like, Amanda, Bill, this is my buddy Brian. Brian's like, hey. So he sat down for a minute. They're like, we got to get to our booths. And I'm like, I'll see you guys later. He's like, how the fuck?
Yeah.
You just end up hanging out. I was like, because I don't treat people like they're
I
stars.
treat people like there's
And
like,
that's what
like
they
anybody
want.
else.
I'll tell you, one of the most humble people that I've met him here in Columbus also, was Sean Patrick Flannery.
I've hung out with him.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm a huge Boondock Saints fan.
Him and
Get your fucking bro.
No.
me, him, and Norman Rita sat down at a bar in Columbus and had drinks together. I was with some other dude that knew him. Again, I used to do all this. I used to run the horse.
I know.
So he's like, hey, I was with him, and he's like, Norman, Sean. They're like, hey, man. And I'm with him, and he's like, oh, let's all sit down. And we all sit down like a little couch area outside the bar, and we all just had drinks. You know, they were super nice.
So
super
I've
nice.
got my Boondock Saints Funko signed by Norman, or not by Norman, but by Sean. I need Norman to sign his now, and he just doesn't come do very many signings.
Well, I was telling him, if you go way back in my Facebook, like way back. Remember when Horror Hound, they overbooked Cincinnati and
Yep.
Columbus? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. And it's me, Doug Bradley, my buddy Tater, some other dude, Gunnar Hansen,
Okay. Yep.
and I can't remember if Robert England was
Yeah,
Robert
you said Robert
England
England.
would have had. He's always.
We're all sitting around a table drinking vodka. And there's a post on Facebook where I was like, I'm bellied up to the bar with Leatherface,
Pinhead.
and there's a post of me sitting there till like 3 o'clock in the morning drinking with these guys.
Jesus.
And they're all pretty, Gunnar was more quiet and reserved. Doug's a big kid.
Oh,
Doug's a giant child.
I can see it.
We'd walk by his booth, do rubber band fights with him, shoot rubber bands.
I imagine Robert's probably pretty fun.
Yeah, Robert's fun.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, so
never guess.
Robert's a really good person. Karen Black, before she passed away, God rest her soul, she was a sweetheart to me. Warwick Davis. I got stuck on the elevator. It's funny because Warwick and his wife are both little people, but his kids are full grown. And we're on the elevator, and I'm talking to Warwick and his wife, and his kids are behind him, and they're my height. And super, super sweet guy. I haven't read Jason Mewes. Jason Mewes is a sweetheart.
Oh, I know Jason. I'd like
Ken
to meet him.
Kurtzinger.
Kurtzinger, I hear, is pretty cool.
I went to his room, hung out with him in his room. Ken was a sweetheart. Tyler Maine's cool, but Tyler's just...
It's nice to see Jason get himself cleaned up. Jason Mewes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you watched where him and Jack Osborne went after Bigfoot?
Yes.
Yes.
Freaking, I love Jack Osborne.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, Jack,
Right? God, if you're not listening to this, Jack, thank you.
Thank God.
I love Jack Osborne. I follow all this stuff. I think he's really into paranormal. It's not a bullshit thing.
No,
well, we were even talking about it outside. It's like
he really.
Yes.
He took his mom. I watched one where he had his mom on. It was.
That was one of the ones, and then he's got the portals
what
to
the
hell.
I Want to Believe one.
And then I Want to Believe with
his
parents,
dad,
his mom and dad. Then he's got the one with the Ghost Brothers.
Right.
And now, right now, he just started a brand new one where he's in Tasmania.
Okay.
He went down to Australia, and he's doing paranormal investigations called Bloodlines, where he's looking for, because a lot of English and Irish people were murdered and killed during a certain part of time, and he's down there now looking up his bloodlines.
Gotcha.
I know what you're talking about too.
I think Sharon's last name was Shaw. So
Okay.
he's looking up Osborne's and Shaw's to see if any of his bloodlines were down.
Well, I mean, that's where they sent all the criminals.
Well, and it's also, there's also a certain time frame
his first
period
episode is
that.
it's a prison.
Yeah.
Tasmania.
Dude, I'm gonna have to watch that one.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of his. I've hung out with a lot of people from all the House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a Rob Zombie fan. And like I was telling him, I was like, I don't fly. I've never been on an airplane. The only person I get on the airplane for is to sit down with Rob Zombie.
Right.
If I can sit down and have a drink with Rob Zombie and just literally pick his mind. I love his mind. I love his music, but I mean, it's about his mind.
Right.
And I just feel like I had a close encounter with Rob Zombie. So
Close Encounter of a Rob Zombie kind.
Pretty much.
It was the only time I speech. I didn't know what to do.
Uh-huh.
We went to the Rob Zombie concert. They went with the Necromantics. If you've never seen the Necromantics, they're pretty freaking. They're rockabilly but horror.
Right.
Okay.
So we're down at the LC. I don't know what it was called at the time. And I was with
Lifestyle Pavilion or something.
Promo West Pavilion.
Promo West.
And we were down there, and we were standing along the rail. And this is back. I used to smoke cigarettes. It was in between sets.
I
We
used to
walked
smoke too.
outside, smoked a cigarette, and we came back in, and somebody had taken the rail. So we got ourselves pushed down onto the floor. Rob's singing. He starts singing Thunder Kiss 65.
Great song. Great song.
He jumps down, and my buddy Brian, Spooky Force, he's with me, sitting right next to me. Rob jumps down on the floor, grabs my arm, and he's singing Thunder Kiss 65. And I went from 6 to midnight, my only first gay hard on, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm sitting here, we're rocking out. I look at Brian, and Brian's like, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't know. Rob Zombie's right here,
What do I do?
rocking out Thunder Kiss 65, holding my hand.
1960.
Do I hug him? Yeah. Do I run out of the building?
Do I hump his leg?
Right? I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, one day I'm going to sit down with this man. and I'm gonna like.
Hey, do you remember that time you jumped off the stage?
Right?
In Columbus, Ohio,
Yeah.
10 years ago.
He's gonna be like,
No.
I was in Columbus.
What the fuck was I doing in Columbus?
Yeah.
But Rob, that's the one guy that just his mind is his twisted. People give up so much shit on a lot of his movies. Now, the one with Sherry Moon is the witch. What the hell is it called?
I think those are acquired taste movie kind of things.
That's a rough one. I watched it, but he ran out of money. People don't realize they backed out on funding on him. He finished out with his own money.
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize he did a lot of help for Karen Black when she had cancer.
Okay.
I think Rob's just a good dude.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
House of 1,000 Corpses, hands down, is probably one of my favorites of all time. It was very Texas Chainsaw.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But the one like I was telling him, what I appreciate about that movie is up until they put him down in the ground and you see Dr. Satan and that thing that's washed, it was realistic as shit.
Uh-huh.
Like, you could really run into some psycho family in the middle of nowhere that would do this type of shit.
I think there's psycho families like that down in West Virginia.
Yeah.
West Virginia, Kentucky.
Coffee.
Dayton.
hanging right at the banjos.
Yeah.
Right.
Portsmouth.
But I've always been a big fan of Rob's, and I've been blessed enough to hang out, and like his remake of Halloween, I think is absolutely phenomenal.
Right.
But people got pissed when he brought, who ended up doing, that played Beast.
Yeah, give me a minute.
When he played Michael Myers. Well, he ruined it. No, he did Michael Myers in his
Right.
version
how
of it, yeah.
he visioned
Right,
Myers.
that was his vision.
Exactly.
Right.
But his remake was spot on.
Yeah.
Which X-Men?
He played Beast. He's the big dude.
Well, which X-Men though? Because there's two different beasts.
Oh, there is, isn't
Or
there?
did he play Sabretooth?
Sabretooth.
Leave Schreiber.
Guys,
Schreiber?
No, this dude was huge.
Different guy then.
Was it Tyler? It was Tyler Mane.
Yeah, it was Tyler Mane.
It was Tyler Mane.
Yeah.
It was Tyler Mane that played it.
I will say, I just watched probably two of the worst horror movies I have ever watched.
We tried watching Slaughterhouse.
No,
We
that.
couldn't get.
Slaughterhouse?
Yeah.
Is it about a killer sloth?
Yeah.
Screw that, dude. I just watched.
We couldn't get past like the first 15 minutes.
Horror movies aren't what they used to.
No, and they are. And proof and point. Just last night, I watched Winnie the Pooh,
Oh,
Blood and Honey.
how is that? I gotta see it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, I still gotta see it.
Dude, watch it. But it is the acting in it is so horrid.
But that would... Okay, listen.
And just it's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Like, dude, I was on board. Like, right? I'm like, yes, I need to watch this. I watched it last night. No.
I'm gonna give you a couple horror movies. If you can find them, good luck. And I could probably get you a copy. But there's a couple, and they're not right. And they're not politically correct at all.
Shit.
That doesn't faze me none.
Well, one's not politically correct. The rest are fine. Special Dead. Good luck. It's
Special needs kids?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like,
the funny thing is, the second he said that, I knew the movie.
So it's a camp full of special needs.
Yep.
And a zombie virus breaks out.
Oh yeah. If you can find it, watch it.
And it's called Special Dead. And the album cover is a wheelchair accessible only, handicap sticker with a chainsaw.
Yes.
Jesus.
that just sounds
It's
bad.
so bad.
It was.
It's so bad that it's a cult classic. But if you can find it, it's going to cost you a shit ton of money to find it.
Red Snow, Dead Snow.
Red Snow, Dead Snow.
Well, it's Dead Snow. It's the second Dead Snow.
But another one, if you've never seen it, Behind the Mask of Leslie Vernon.
Ooh.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Okay.
It's called The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Behind the Mask.
Okay.
Basically, I'll give you a synopsis of what it's about. It's about a guy who takes a film crew along and said, if I was going to be a serial killer like Michael Myers or Jason, how would I do it?
Oh,
It's supposed to be a
wicked.
documentary.
I saw something about this one time, but it didn't have him, and it had the guy named O.J. Simpson.
Dude, I'm telling you, The Rise of Leslie Vernon.
Okay, Rise of
Behind the
Leslie
Mask,
Vernon.
All right.
It's
Phenomenal. And another one, and it's been out for a long time, and you might have seen it. Have you guys seen Hard Candy?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not the horror guy though, so
It's not horror.
Okay.
It's more of a suspenseful thriller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ellen Page.
I could probably get into that.
Ellen Page from Juno.
Okay.
Pedophile gets what's coming to him. Red versus Dead. Dead Snow. Never seen it, but I'm not against it.
Nazi zombies.
So there is. What is the one it's about? Not.
Dead Snow.
Is that what the one about the Nazi zombies?
No, there's another one.
Well, Dead Snow 2.
There's actually a couple that deal with Nazi zombies.
If you like really twisted shit, Japanese horror, you can't be Audition. Have you seen Audition?
No.
It's subtitled.
Okay.
It's worth every minute.
Ted doesn't like to read, so.
I don't know how.
Well, what I did is I played it on
There's
PlayStation
the
and
difference.
clicked the freaking thing where it's twisted over, and of course it's subtitled. You know, they're speaking English.
Yeah, it's
Dubbed.
also yeah.
It's. I'm telling. Synopsis: bunch of rich Japanese dudes.
Mm-hmm.
His buddy's single. They're trying to hook him up, so they put on a fake audition for all these Japanese girls to come in and audition for a movie that's not real.
Mm-hmm.
And his buddies were going to pick the one for him. He fell in love with the wrong one.
Interesting.
Not the ones his buddies picked, but the ones that he wanted. The one he wanted. I'll leave it for now.
Interesting. Also, just yesterday I watched Five Nights at Freddy's.
How was that?
Melissa wants to watch it.
Logan's really into Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay, so it suffers, in my opinion.
So it's like Chuck E. Cheese.
It suffers,
much.
in my opinion, from the classic video game turned movie problem.
Oh.
It was decent, not really terrifying, not really scary in my opinion.
I can't help the whole Winnie the Pooh thing. I gotta see it. I don't care how bad it is.
Dude, watch it. It's so horrible, but
What's it
like,
on?
I watched that on Peacock.
I got Peacock. Sweet. Blood money.
There you go.
Five Nights at Freddy's is on Peacock also.
Is it?
Yes. That's where I watched both of those.
See, me and Brent they brought House of a Thousand Corpses back to Pickerington for like 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
And for $15 we went and watched. We watched on the big screen.
Nice.
They're doing a Rocky Horror Picture Show up in town here.
Oh,
This
We're
weekend.
just talking
Yeah.
about that,
Yeah.
dude. I can do that. It's like Tombstone.
Mhm.
I can read every line.
Oh, yeah. I love
of
Tombstone,
Rocky
yeah.
oh
Horror.
boy. Huh. 2 of my movies that I can quote damn near.
People hate
Nonstop.
watching Tombstone with me because I can recite every single line of the entire movie.
You're Daisy if you do.
Every line. It don't matter how mute.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why.
Val Kilmer's best performance ever.
That's why this exists over here.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer made that.
Oh, yeah.
I will say. So I just
I love
recently,
Kurt Russell. I love Kurt Russell. But
I just
Mad
recently
Morgan.
watched.
Dude, his Doc Holliday though, man, was so.
Mad Morgan, though.
I just recently watched Maverick.
Oh, I love Maverick.
But one of the best parts in that,
I did
though,
not
is,
realize
I stole the baby.
just how bad Val Kilmer looked until I watched that movie.
What?
Maverick. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And it's
cancer and
yeah, right, and it's so sad.
Well, did you watch the documentary that he had?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
That's heartbreaking.
I don't know that I can. I probably will, but
That's almost as bad as Bruce Willis not being able to do movies anymore.
Well, he's
not able to talk.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not able to talk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's,
Such
He's-
a bad, like, accelerated case of dementia or whatever it is that he has. Like, that. But Val Kilmer, it was sad. I'm glad they brought him into Maverick, even though it was just a small part.
well, and I mean, you kind of knew it was going to go the way that it was going to go.
Oh yeah.
He had to be in it.
He had to be in it, but you knew that it was going to go where it was going to
And
go.
Maverick was phenomenal.
Oh God,
I was so worried. I'm like, how you go to Top Gun? But I watched. I'm like,
such
holy
a
shit!
right.
Like,
The
I
very
mean-
end, like the very end, I kind of went, man.
He should have been back in the bar with the damn jukebox.
Exactly. Not
But
flying.
not that ugly ass freaking thing that was in the original.
yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, Kelly McGinnis. Seriously, that's all you could do.
Yeah. There's
So
how many
they-
different other beautiful 80s starlets were there that you chose her and
Yeah. I'm like,
it's-
Kelly McGinnis. I mean, she was okay, but
Jennifer Connelly.
There was so much more
Yeah.
that you could have done.
Yeah, there was.
I
Yeah.
thought she was the hottest when she had the hat on in the elevator.
the ball cap. Yeah.
But no, I was really impressed when I was like, "Oh, they're redoing Top Gun." Fuck, would you leave things alone?
Right.
Stop. Now they're talking about doing a live action Nightmare Before Christmas.
I hope they don't.
No.
I hope they don't.
But they're talking about Johnny Depp as Jack Skellington. If anybody can pull off,
wait a minute.
Jack
Yeah, that
Skellington.
could work.
Wait a minute.
If we're talking about live action, and my favorite anime is Cowboy Bebop, and they did that on Netflix.
I hated it.
I loved it.
It wasn't bad.
No, if you took it for what it was.
Okay, if you took it for what it was,
complete
it was
retelling of
the
the
first
story.
season.
They didn't even get through the full first season. They stopped it at 13 episodes.
Right.
So
I mean,
it's
they got to meeting Ein.
Yeah, I watched it. I didn't know what the hell because I'm not.
I love it.
I wasn't into the anime.
I didn't like a couple of things that they changed.
Squirrel.
There were a couple things that they changed that I was just like, really.
I watched it just because it looked interesting.
There.
I didn't
even
know.
I liked it.
Until you just told me I didn't know it was fucking anime.
Yeah, it was anime.
The first, so they also did Full Metal Alchemist live. It's literally it's basically almost all of the first season of Full Metal Alchemist.
Live action.
The live action.
Yeah. There's
I mean,
very few remakes that I can get behind.
Right.
And I'm the same way.
Very few.
I'm the same way.
I mean, Devil's Rejects was a good continuation of House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it was a different style of movie. It was more of a on-the-run type movie more than a horror movie. I think House of a Thousand Corpses was more of a horror. I think Devil's Rejects was more of a thriller.
House on Haunted Hill. The first remake wasn't bad. When they tried to do a second one, is when I kind of went.
They've been kicking around the second Goonies.
It's in production.
No.
It's in production.
They shouldn't.
Well, what they're talking about is like Sean Astin and all of that. They're the parents now, and the kids go out on another adventure.
It might be okay if it's done right.
Kid gloves. It has to be kid gloved.
It does. It does. And the good thing about it is with the advancement of CGI, and it could be a really cool.
It really Beetlejuice 2 is getting ready to come out.
If they cast it right.
It's in production, so I mean.
It has
who's playing Beetlejuice?
They're bringing back.
It's going to be.
Is it Keaton?
Yeah, they're bringing back Keaton.
Then I'll watch it
they're bringing back, and Lydia Dietz is actually now. She's the head of the family.
So she's the mom.
Yeah.
So Winona Ryder.
Yeah, Winona Ryder will now be.
Ryder is. I mean, as much as she's a crazy bitch, she was always hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I would see. There's like Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars fan.
Me too.
Oh no, we've got Star Wars fans in the room.
Watching the new ones, like the Book of Boba Fett, not a fan. Mandalorian, huge fan.
Oh yeah, like the Mandalorian.
What I do appreciate about the Obi-Wan is now, because you never really seen the power of Vader until Rogue One.
Right.
Rogue One was the first time you ever really got a glimpse of how
Rogue
badass
One was actually
Vader was.
really good.
He's
now
a bad
what you get to see
man.
is how bad Vader is in Obi-Wan, how he can use the Force and make the ground crumble under his feet. Like, how that's why I like Obi-Wan. That they're using, they did go back and decide to use everybody from the remakes, which carries it on. But you get to see how powerful
Vader actually was. Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed Solo.
Solo was good.
So the reason why I liked Rogue One is because there wouldn't be a sequel.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, hands down.
But Book of Boba Fett, my favorite part of Book of Boba Fett is when he got out of the Scarlet Fit, because I want to know how he got out. After that, I was like, I'm over.
How the fuck did you get out of that?
Boba Fett's now a bitch that has to sleep in a fucking tube. You know, like he doesn't really fight anybody, like other than Timothy Oliphant.
Right.
Being in it, like I was like,
Timothy Oliphant's awesome. I like him.
Right. Them getting rid of Gina Carano out of The Mandalorian pissed me off, because I love Gina. She was freaking awesome in that scene, in that role. But I still love The Mandalorian. I really want to see a Darth Maul. If you're going to do it, you got to go back and do the origins of Darth Maul. Even if you go back to the garbage planet where he was sent to after he was cut in half.
Yep, I was going to say, we need to see the continuation of Darth Maul.
Was
he didn't die.
But now they're doing Keanu Reeves is going to be. Have you seen that?
He's going to be something soon. I can't remember.
He's going to be a Darth something.
Way
back before everything.
Vader.
Which is interesting because I know another movie that they're getting ready to do with Keanu Reeves, and it's based off of his comic book.
They're supposed to be doing a Constantine too.
Well, they're also going. So Keanu Reeves wrote a comic book with Boom Studios. I own it.
I love Keanu Reeves.
I do too. He's
So-
such a sweetheart.
He's just such a good dude. I don't care how bad it is.
The comic is called Berserker.
Okay.
So think Viking John Wick, but he's immortal.
I can dig it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, it's a fantastic book.
I mean, I don't know if you guys watch a lot of this, like The Witcher.
Oh.
Well, did you know that speaking of The Witcher, Henry Cavill is in talks to do what is it?
Didn't he back out of The Witcher to do Superman? That Superman fell through. Then he lost his spot in The Witcher.
I think so.
No, he's the last season that just came out. It's Henry.
Right, but now they're taking on what's his name, Captain America's brother.
So there's a reason. There's a reason because it's not going to be Geralt.
That they're Witcher.
No, it's so. All right. You would actually need to go and look at the animated series, the animated movie for Witcher.
Because I don't watch like Clone Wars.
So there was one Witcher movie that was done. It's animated that kind of falls in line with not only the series but the video game.
But isn't there one Witcher at a time though?
No. There is. They're a whole society. It's a society. Okay. So think Assassin's Creed.
Well, they're monster hunters.
So Assassin's.
So they're Van Helsings.
Yeah. Yes, but like when you look into like the series Assassin's Creed, you have multiple assassins at once, not just one.
Right.
Same thing with the Witchers. There are multiple Witchers that span the world.
Well, that's right. He does go home.
Yes.
Right.
They all go back to their main castle.
Yes. Yeah. I remember that now.
So what will actually be present in this other one for this new character is going to be following along the lines of Blood Origin. Witcher Blood Origin.
Well, Henry Cavill is actually in talks with doing World of Warcraft.
Well, yes.
I like him as an actor. I hear as a human he's kind of a dick. But he's really like I have to respect him in the fact like he never wants to have a relationship with any females on set. Like he pushes them away.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that I understand.
Right.
And I get it.
Just like Keanu Reeves. It's like
no.
You ever watch Keanu Reeves take a picture with a female?
He will never put his hand on them.
His hands are way out.
So
his arms may touch, but his hands are way out. So he can't get busted for anything.
Keanu Reeves
he's a different
dealing with women is different than Henry Cavill's.
No,
so Henry Cavill is very much stay the fuck away from me. Keanu Reeves is very much
I'll take a
how's
picture.
I'm
just not gonna touch it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
you
will see my hand.
Been a pleasure meeting you. Have a good day.
And what I like about Keanu is like he'll walk down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
he'll ride the bus.
He has a motorcycle company.
Yeah, and like, did you ever see the video for his birthday? He sat outside with a homeless guy and ate a cupcake with this homeless guy. Like, I mean,
that's a good dude.
But
right
because
a t-shirt.
What a sweetheart,
he
man.
came up from that, and he's came up from that, and it's like
he's very humble.
Why should I be any different? Because I made something out of my life. I got the opportunity, and you may have been something and fell to nothing. Right. We were the same.
There's a lot
I
of
could
actors.
be you again.
There are a lot of actors and actresses that have actually donated so much money to different charities, organizations, and they have started it, but they do not attach their name to it.
Exactly.
Right.
And that there is like
not like the
hats
Oprah
off to
and
Dwayne
Johnson thing for
I'll bring
Hawaii.
up something right now that people are tired of hearing about. But look at Taylor Swift.
Oh, fuck Taylor Swift.
But the things she does for her people.
$200,000 for each truck driver, just as a bonus. Just as a bonus. Here you go, guys.
Yeah, I mean, she.
I do respect that.
Yeah,
I really do.
I read an article the other day because it's all over Facebook. Like they asked Kelsey's dad what his first impressions of Taylor Swift was when he met her. He's like, I don't think she got the memo that she's a diva. And he's like, and the reason I say that, we were in a suite together.
Okay.
At the football game, yeah.
She gets up to go get a drink, picks up every empty bottle and can
and
on the way to the trash can and throws it away.
Yeah.
You know, like he's like, I don't think she understands what a diva is. He's like, she doesn't come across like I'm Taylor Swift. Pawn over me. She's a really down.
Right. I think it's society.
Which
I think
is amazing.
Society that actually does that for her is the thing, and that might be like I don't think
I don't have a problem with her. I'm great. I just tired of seeing her when I'm trying to watch football games.
Right. I don't think she's a bad person.
Oh, we got a pan.
I don't think she's a bad person. I think it's society that has gone.
Well, it's celebrity worship.
We don't know what's going on in the field. Look at Taylor Swift.
And that's the
It's celebrity
society
worship.
that's done that to her. But if you look at Taylor Swift and you just break it down without the whole I'm a superstar, she said, "Fuck you. You're not taking my music.
Yeah.
I'll go re-record every single song I have ever done to have the rights to my music."
Speaking of humble musicians, I got this opportunity while I was working for Virgin Megastore. Eric Clapton.
Well, he has a place here in Columbus.
Well, this was just before his child was born. This was 2000, 2001.
Aaron Lewis.
Yeah.
I met Eric Clapton while I was working for Virgin Megastore. We did not draw any attention to him. I spoke with him. I gave him recommendations on music. He bought everything that I recommended. Came back the next day.
He went home like, who the fuck was
No,
this dude?
came back the next day.
Like, some of this is shit.
Came
But
back
some
to-
of this is actually really good.
I've never heard of half of this bullshit.
Came back the next day. What else do you got?
It's out of snow.
He was absolutely one of the most fantastic people to meet.
Pirate metal? What the fuck?
No, well, and this
You're a fucking wanker. I'm gonna fuck you.
the cool thing is
Green jelly?
Okay, I was into green jelly back then, but this was before I was into like.
All right. Well,
Wow.
All right,
Okay,
so
you're talking about megastars, right?
Right.
So I was telling him outside. I do surveys on homes.
Okay.
I go to this house in Galena.
Uh-oh.
I have no idea whose house I'm going to. I don't really look through
Right,
most
don't-
of the name.
right.
I
Look at the address and go.
I literally go into million and billionaire houses. You wouldn't believe the money that's in Columbus, Ohio.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you just don't know.
Right.
So I go to this house in Galena. It's on a cul-de-sac. 3,000 square foot, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom. Just a normal home. It's
They
nothing.
go out?
It's nothing outrageous.
It's about cash.
Oh.
I knock on the door. This kid comes to the door. Hey, I'm Tyler. It's nice to meet you. My wife's upstairs. She's the one that set this up, but I can go ahead and get you started so she gets down. I was like, all right, cool. Nice to meet you, Tyler. Young kid. Don't think nothing of it. I start looking around. I'm like, some really expensive fucking furniture in here. Because I know, obviously being in business on man, I know furniture. I'm like, this doesn't seem right, but whatever. We go out in the garage. 2 brand new Range Rovers. Whatever. 2 high-end vehicles.
Yeah, those are like.
I'm sitting there like, how the fuck is this kid in his 20s rolling like this?
They see me rolling.
I start walking downstairs. I start seeing albums.
How many gold albums are on the wall?
And I'm like, as I'm talking to him, I'm doing the inventory. I pull up Google and I type in his, and I know the last name already. So I put in his friend. Lead singer of 21 Pilots.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Tyler
Yep.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Yep.
I never, the whole entire time I was there, let him know that I knew who he was. Sweetest kid in the world.
Just treat him like a
His
normal
wife
person.
came down, sweetheart. We sat at the table, talked for about half an hour. He's getting ready to leave for Australia at the time. I think it was Australia they were going to. They had all their bags packed. As soon as I was leaving, they were leaving. Sat there for half an hour. I call Harley. Because I listen, I know 21 Pilots. I listen to some of their music, but I'm not like full-blown 21 Pilots.
Right.
I mean,
Nothing against their music.
Right.
Just not my thing.
we've heard it.
Right. So I call Harley. I'm like, guess whose house I just left? Who? Tyler Joseph. What? She's freaking out. She
Yeah.
give me an autograph? No. Why? Because I didn't even tell him I knew who he was.
Yeah.
I don't want the guy in his own home
Right.
Yeah.
to feel weird.
That's how we treated Eric Clapton at Virgin.
And they want that. I think even though
Treat
you're
him as a
megastar,
human
there's
being.
certain stars that want you to.
Well, but that
there's
it was
been
also.
like, I just want to be a normal
That's like the time I
person.
met Gabriel Iglesias.
I don't know if I brag about that, but
Well,
go ahead.
I went and saw a show, and I met him afterwards, and he was just like the most down-to-earth, humble kind of dude. It's
And
he's a Volkswagen guy, so that's kind of my deal,
same
too,
with the
so.
horrors.
Mhm.
The horror genre, you're going to get somebody that's either super cool, like a Doug
or a
Bradley,
complete dick. Yeah.
or Sid Haig,
Mhm.
or somebody's just an arrogant. In their defense, 95% of all horror actors I've ever had encounters or hangouts with have been absolutely good.
Just sweethearts. Yeah.
But there's certain ones. Tony Todd,
Well, we said it earlier.
Candyman.
We said it earlier.
No, thank you.
Bruce Campbell, and
I love Bruce Campbell.
Bruce
but
Campbell's problem is he's all about Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, he's Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, he is Bruce
I've heard it said this way: if you catch Bruce Campbell at the very beginning of the day, so if it's a convention and you catch him day 1, hour 1,
he's all right.
he is the absolute greatest person to be around.
He just gets tired of the
It's
bullshit after a while.
after that first hour that it starts going downhill for him because you.
Well, the problem I have with him is a buddy of mine was with him one time on an elevator, and the dude's like, he was so conceited the way he was talking. He's like, "Well, yeah, I'm Bruce Campbell. Yeah, I'm Bruce Campbell." Like,
congratulations, you're
dude,
Bruce Campbell.
You were in a cult classic horror film and Burn Notice.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Like you're not.
You're not Tim Curry.
Nice to see you got your hand back, brother.
Yeah, you're not Tim. You're not fucking Ryan Reynolds. And
Right.
You are who you are. Right?
Even Ryan Reynolds is a fucking sweetheart.
I will say that when I met Kane Hodder.
I had a bad run-in with Kane. Not a terrible, but he just.
Well, I asked him to sign my Funko. I asked him to sign my Jason Voorhees. And I asked him, I said, "Hey, do you mind if I take a picture of you holding it?" He goes, "Why? Are you going to resell this?" I said, "No, I don't resell any of mine." But JSA was on site. I wanted proof that he signed it so that I could get my JSA certification on it. Mine's JSA certified on site that day. And he was like, "Oh," once I was like, "Dude, I don't sell any of my shit, and especially not this. You were the longest running." No, this isn't getting sold. And he kind of was like, "Oh, okay." So I can kind of see where, in his defense,
I get it. You're sitting for hours on end, people.
Right. Hey, thanks. I'm just going to, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to sell this. I'm like,
what the hell is it to him if you do or not?
I just saw.
What I mean?
I paid my $60 to get your fucking autograph.
I saw a video the other day of Dan Marino walking out of a stadium. And there was a bunch of people wanting his autographs on his jersey. He walked up to one kid. He goes, "I'm signing one autograph." He found the smallest kid with his jersey, signed his, and walked away.
So when mom was alive, working for NetJets, she went out to the Memorial Tournament one year. Tiger Woods was there.
Just let you know, it's almost 5. He's got to get going.
Yeah,
well, it is 5.
About 10 minutes.
Okay.
Tiger Woods was there, and she said the exact same thing about him. He had all these kids following around wanting his autograph, and he just, "Fuck you, y'all don't exist to me."
He's a lot different.
I got
now,
a Waffle House to get to, kid.
He's probably, from the things I've seen recently, he's a lot different. I think after his accident,
I think after his wife kicked his ass.
And the money from the divorce.
Yeah, probably.
Well, and I think that goes the same with like Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger.
Oh, the rapist?
In college. Well, see, that's what I hate. I'm a Steelers fan, and I don't like Roethlisberger, but I don't like calling him a rapist because
Worthless burger.
he was never arrested. He was never convicted, and it just changed her story 14 times.
Right.
To me, she was chasing him around bar to bar trying to get money, and she got what she wanted. He's a different human being now.
Oh, yeah.
I read an article where the new guys were like, "Yeah, working with Roethlisberger is kind of weird because he takes all the rookies out for ice cream."
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's what he was
I
doing.
want ice cream.
He would bring the rookies in. He'd say, "Okay, everybody's going to meet me at this time," and he takes them all for fucking ice cream.
That's
Right.
awesome.
So now that he's got kids, he's married, and he's
Right.
It's
Right.
it's a grow up thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But I ran into a guy. It was one of my clients, and his buddy was roommates with him and asked to be removed at
He's a
Miami
complete fucking dick.
because he was such an asshole in college, and he would walk down the hallways with an entourage. Get out of my way! I'm Ben Roethlisberger.
Right.
That nobody wanted to be with him.
Did he play at Miami?
Yeah, Miami of Ohio.
Of Ohio.
Yeah,
Okay, I couldn't
Miami
remember.
of Ohio.
Okay, I didn't know if it was Ohio.
And is he a great quarterback? Yes. What did he do a lot of dumb shit? And,
Yeah.
Me, if I'm worth that much money, I'm not going to be out the clubs.
No.
I can afford all the ass I want in my own house.
Well, it's just like
I don't need to go to the bar.
it's like Junior, Earnhardt Jr. He got in trouble for going drinking.
So he built a bar in his
It
basement.
built a bar in his basement, and it built his own fucking
Distillery.
town. He built his own town on his property. He can just go do whatever
He
he wants
has
on
his own
property.
distillery
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I mean, I remember doing MTV Cribs, where he built a nightclub.
God, I'm
It's
so,
like, you know what?
so glad that you mentioned
Fuck you.
that. I'm so glad that you mentioned that because that was one that I've been avoiding this entire time was the Cribs thing and then your, was it Pepsi that you did the commercial for with the special effects stuff? I remember years ago we had talked in...
No, I've only done like news.
Okay. I know there was a national, like either it was a national commercial or it was, couldn't remember.
I've done like Good Morning Columbus. I've done all
Okay.
that type of stuff where I've been on the
But
news.
I remember the
Okay.
Cribs thing too.
I would love to do something like. I mean, if I'd had the time, or I could have went full time at the haunt, what I wanted to do is do a YouTube channel on how to build a haunt.
Ooh.
where I would be like, hey, it's Jason, we're here today, we're going to distress this wall, we're going to make it look like this.
Game
and do it
on.
like step by step on
Yeah.
how I built and designed and distressed a wall or a
Game the
section.
fuck
I think
on,
once you get a house,
man.
you should do that.
And do something like that, but I just never,
It's not
working
been-
a haunted house is a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
And then working a full-time job,
Yeah.
you don't have that.
No.
And by the time you get there, you're like, I don't want fucking video.
I want to put 3 hours into this and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Well, and right.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Jason.
Yeah.
I was actually going to try to do a character with the haunted house back when I was at the bakery, but because I was working Sunday night through Saturday morning, by the time Saturday rolls around, I'm going,
I don't want to go
Fuck
screaming
Well,
at
that's the same.
people
That's,
for
fuck
hours.
that's the same. That's the same wall I run into when I
I
do.
scare people on a daily
We'll do
as
this,
is.
and now, if we do 6 videos in a night, that's 6 videos I have to edit throughout the next 2 weeks to get
Right.
them put up, and it's like I run out of
If
time
I
to
would
do
have done
shit.
the haunted
Yeah.
house thing at 25, it'd have been better.
Yeah.
Doing it at 40,
Oh yeah, screw
Yeah,
it.
I can't do it anymore.
it's a whole
Your
different.
life
Yeah,
priorities.
I
I'm
can't do
telling
it
you, man,
anymore.
40 years old is a whole different world.
Yeah.
You know, the aches and pains you didn't feel when you were a kid.
In my 30s, I was still kind of good to go. Now that it hits 40, I'm going,
No. I'm like, literally, I would
Not
have
good.
to, like,
No.
slap myself, like, I gotta go to the haunt tonight.
Yeah.
And it would, when I was painting the ceiling, it was every night, get to the haunt, put on a whole paint suit, respirator, goggles, stand on a lift, 60,000 square foot
Yeah,
of ceiling.
for-
with a fucking,
9,000 degrees.
no, it was air conditioned heated.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, inside the suit, you're
But I'm saying I'd spray it, hey, bucket change, another 5 gallon. 35, 45 gallon buckets of black paint just to spray the roof. And then, you've got water sprinkler heads. So I designed a handle with a plastic Solo cup, wrapped it in tape, screwed it to it so somebody could walk by and cover every sprinkler head as I sprayed around it.
Yeah.
Oh, and imagine how many sprinkler heads there is. It's
Oh, yeah.
40,000 square foot.
Oh, tons.
So
Yeah.
it just
147.
took forever.
No,
147.
because each one will have a spray area of 20 feet.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
147.
So there's a lot.
Yeah. So I mean that. By the time I get home at 1 o'clock in the morning, I've been doing this for
And your
3 or
arms
4
are dead,
hours,
your back's
Right.
dead.
I'm
Yeah, it's all bad.
blowing my nose with
Black
black
paint.
paint.
Yep. Yep.
It's
Yeah,
terrible.
no.
And just your arms above your head with a wand, just nonstop. Even though I had a lift in there, and I wasn't on
You're
the
still
floor,
over your
but
head.
I'm still.
But
on my
yeah,
head.
you're still.
And it was dry. It's called dry fall paint. So the minute it hits, it turns into dust.
Right.
So there is no leaking. There's no dripping, no leaking.
But it's
It's
still
called dry fall.
you're still showering
But
yourself in it. Yeah.
It's powder. It's black. Everything is covered in black powder. I mean, we literally had to shop vac 40,000 square foot of floor because I could write my name in the black powder on the floor from all the dry fall. So imagine what I was inhaling, even with
Right.
a respirator.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
It was just too much, man. It is too much.
yeah. Definitely.
Well, I want to thank you for coming up and
Yeah,
spending
Jay,
some time
man,
with
it's
us
been a
today, brother.
pleasure, man. It's
great,
been a
sir.
long
Thank
time,
you.
but it has been a
Blast.
pleasure.
I'll come back again.
Anytime.
yeah, dude.
Just let us know when you want to come up.
I don't
Whenever
know.
you're
I
free.
think I've had fun bullshitting.
Yeah, I have.
I got time
Yeah.
now.
Guys, send it home.
You got bottles?
Yeah.
Tony, send this one home, man.
No, I did the last one. Ted, it's yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, for us here at the Crack Call Podcast, it's Corey.
Crack call.
Ted,
Crack
Crack
call.
Call. Crack Call. Crack Call.
For the
Crack
crack
call?
for the Crackhead Podcast.
For the Crackhead Podcast, Corey, Tony, Ted, with us, Jason, Slancha.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.